Hello and welcome to Facts About Fat. This is the latest video in the series available to you on Facebook, and hopefully you've been enjoying it so far. Please promote these videos, please share them with other people, message your friends about them, because the more people that we actually get on our Facebook site, the more information we will provide you. So for every 5 new likes that we get on our Facebook site, we'll release another video. And we've been receiving a lot of positive feedback from the videos so far, and we hope you like this one as well. This is food intolerances. Now, what are food intolerances? Well, according to Food Intolerance UK, around 45% of the UK may suffer adverse reactions to what they eat at some time. Now, that's okay if it's every once in a while, but some people are actually consuming foods that they are actually intolerant to every day. Now, an intolerance is different to an allergy. An allergy is something that you'll generally notice more quicker. There'll be a real adverse reaction to it. An intolerance, a lot of people will have intolerances and actually be unaware of it. Now, the worrying thing is that there's been a 10-fold increase in people with food intolerances in the UK in the last 25 years, and that was taken from 2009. In actual fact, an interesting thing is it's common to actually crave the foods that we are intolerant to. So don't actually think that foods we are intolerant to are foods that we don't like. We may like and actually love these foods, but they may not be any good for us. And that's the issue with food intolerances. It's trying to find out which foods we are intolerant to, because we may actually crave them. We may actually feel that they're good for us. They may actually make us feel good in some ways, but in other ways they're certainly going to be quite bad for us. So consuming foods that we are allergic or intolerant to causes a stress response in the body. One thing you may notice is that it often causes bloating. So if you've certainly consumed too much of a food that you're intolerant to, you might notice that you're actually bloating. And also, why it's relevant to this series is it causes us to store fat. So in regards to avoiding those food allergies or intolerances, the first step is obviously to identify them. Now, there's various food intolerance tests that you can actually take, blood tests, etc. Some are good, some aren't so good. But a simpler way of checking or assessing that is just to see how you respond to foods. So after you've consumed a meal, how are you feeling? Is there any bloating? Do you feel energized, or an hour or two later are you actually feeling unenergized? Food should energize us. It should make us feel good. What you don't want is foods that makes you feel good for a little while and then an hour later you're feeling quite low. Check your mood. Food should make you happy in a way. It should satisfy you in terms of your nutrients required, and therefore should make you feel good. So if you're feeling a little bit depressed afterwards, it may be a food intolerance. Just get an idea of how food makes you feel. Like I say, there are other various tests we do. Some of these we talk about within some of our courses that we deliver, but that's something that you can do for free. And it's not easy necessarily, but over time you'll start to see the general trends. And then, obviously, you want to cut that food out. Also, consume a variety of foods. So the average person only consumes about 17 different food types. That really probably isn't enough. And the problem is that the more you eat a food that you're intolerant to, the more problematic it's going to be. And sometimes you can develop food intolerances from overeating a certain food. Something like chicken, for example. Some people are intolerant to that, and it might be because it's maybe the only meat they eat. So they eat it every day, they eat lots of it, and therefore they can actually build up an intolerance to it. So really you need to come away from that food to allow your digestive system time to heal. That may be a matter of weeks, months, etc. And then gradually you might be able to reintroduce that food to it. Some of the most common intolerances are grains and dairy. Grains in the form of wheat, or more specifically gluten, which is found within the wheat. White people, for example, about 40 to 60% of white people are actually intolerant to gluten. A lot of people won't realise it, and yet when you come away from that gluten, if you start a gluten-free diet, you'll feel a lot better for it. And if you don't even realise it then, often when you reintroduce that gluten, you start to feel sluggish, bloating, you realise that it's not good for you. And again, that will actually contribute towards fat gain. And also just your appearance, because food intolerances will often actually cause the abdominals to look bloated, to actually roll over your belt, if you like. So certainly if you're wanting to look toned, then try and stay away from any food that you're intolerant to. So that's the end of this video. Thanks very much for watching. Like I say, please like it, please share it, tell your friends about it, and then there'll be lots more videos available to you. Thanks very much.